All right. This is a interesting episode. Welcome to Amphibia. This is episode 14B. This is Cracking Mrs. Croaker. Yeah, this is. I'm starting to think Sprig. I mean, well, okay. Let's go through this episode. So, it seems that Sprig, despite everything that he's done in the last couple of episodes and just what we've seen in the overall series, he seems like the town likes him. Everyone in the town likes him, apparently. It kind of makes me wonder how the continuity of this whole thing is. I mean, did he? I mean, you know. However, there's one person in the town that doesn't like him, and that's Mrs. Croaker, the old lady, and he. I mean, Sprig is kind of wondering like why does she not like him, and I'm like, well, remember the episode with Bessie and you guys were doing kind of like road rage with her and she got you with the ladybug shtick? I'm like, you kind of have she does have a few reasons why she would probably hate you. But Sprig can't let that fact go because he feels like if one person doesn't like him, we're doing that episode where you have the character who says everyone likes them. That one person, then they find one person who doesn't like them, and then they spend the whole episode trying to get that person to like them, or try to at least understand why that person doesn't like them. So, yeah, that's what this episode is pretty much doing. And Sprig, being Sprig, it starts off rather simple. Him trying to do good, nice deeds for her, but either she just ignores him or she really just doesn't care. And but of course, as Sprig continues on with the episode, he does more. He goes further and further with his plot. Like he breaks into her house at one point and steals. Wow, the sun just went behind the clouds, didn't it? Okay. Yeah, this is kind of dark. All right, let's see. Hang on. All right, that looks better. So, as I was saying, Sprig breaks into Mrs. Croaker's house to find things that might interest her that he could exploit, and he believes that he finds this long lost love, like this long lost love that she has named Jonah. And so Sprig is like, if I can reunite them, then there's no way she can hate me. And so he goes and reunites, or he goes, finds Jonah, and takes and tries to reunite them, and then it seems like everything's going well. But I was like, okay, there's got to be something going on about this. There's got to be something. And yeah, it's not that they were lovers; they were enemies, because Jonah tries to kill her right there and then. Like he pulls out a crossbow and just like tries to shoot her. And so it's pretty much what you would expect. Like I love the two. Get at first the fight seems rather like, well, it's two old people fighting. So, and like Sprig tries to help, but Mrs. Croaker just smacks him with the cane and says, "I got this." And yeah, she handles him easily, honestly. And um I mean, of course, the whole thing is very interesting because even Jonah's like, I've been searching for you for years, and I wasn't able to find you, and probably would never have found you if it weren't for this boy who led me directly to your house. And I'm like, yeah, you could have. I love it when shows literally hammer those lines in, like to be like, yep, it's this person's fault right here. This person, if it weren't for this person, none of this would be happening. It's this person's fault, this specific person did this specific action that caused the specific situation that we are specifically in at the specific moment. I'm like, okay, specific seemed to be my word in that moment. But so Mrs. Croaker fights Jonah off and even traps him in a web thanks to her pet tarantula. And of course she is like, why the heck did you do all this? And so Sprig admits everything, like saying that he broke into her house, found that, and I love how she laughs at the fact that, oh, you thought Jonah was my lover? And even Jonah in the spider zone was like, oh, that's funny, kid. That's real funny. And, so I like how Sprig, and he just simply asks, like, why don't you like me? And then Miss Croaker's like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, you just gave me you just had bad vibes, you just gave me bad vibes. And I like how she says, like, I don't know, maybe it's that face or your eyes. And I love at the beginning of the episode, Sprig was praising that. He's like, I think it's everyone, and like Anne's like, wow, everyone really likes you, Sprig. And he's like, and Sprig's like, I think it's because of my face and my eyes, gotta love him. So I like how that's the kind of the reason why Mrs. Croaker doesn't like it. But I mean, there's a lot of reasons why she wouldn't like him. I mean, like I said, the episode with Bessie and the road rage thing, that's one good reason why not to like him. And yeah, but she does give him respect for for at least being honest and willing to go that far and just trying to help. But of course, Sprig takes that as like, she likes me. She actually likes me. Yeah, she actually likes me. And I'm like, okay, yeah. If I were Mrs. Croaker, I would kick him out of the house, or at least like have like, hey, just be like, hey Jonah, I'll pay you to kick his kid's butt. Or actually, no, she would do it herself. Or even she'd stick the tarantula on him. I would do that. But yeah, this is a good episode. This is a fine episode. I think, I mean, it's when you have a season with 39 episodes, if you really count them like that, you have 39 episodes in a season. It's hard to have all 39 really hit hard. Like this, I mean, I'm not saying this is a terrible episode. I'm just not saying this is a good episode. It's one of those, yeah, I can skip it, and I don't think I miss much. I mean, we got a little bit of info on Mrs. Croaker, and we got some info on Sprig, like his self-esteem, I guess, like him believing that he is loved by everyone in the town, but really he's not. I felt like with all the other episodes before this, there were people in the town and be like, oh yeah, that kid, like. But this episode, everyone's praising him, so I'm wondering if continuity-wise, like when they were making these episodes, are there a few of them that are not put in the right place per se? Like, I mean, or is it just some, or just for the episode being like, oh yeah, no, what? It's like, that would have been funny if it's like, there's like people in the town like, I don't know why, Sprig, but I really like you today. You're a pretty cool kid. Yeah, you're a pretty cool kid. Like, that would have been funny if it's like that, have a little like sneaky fourth wall break joke, right? These like, we usually don't like you, but for some reason today we do. Or maybe they did and I missed it. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that was Amphibia episode 14B, Cracking Mrs. Croaker. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.